In today's video, I'm reviewing the Ultimate Controller by 8bitdo. So this controller comes in 3 options. You can get the Switch and Windows only version, you can get the Windows, Android, and Raspberry Pi version, or you can get the wired version that's for Windows, Android, Raspberry Pi, and Switch. The one that we're reviewing today, of course, is the wireless option for the Nintendo Switch and Windows. Before we get started with the review, I just want to let you guys know that I'm currently doing a giveaway on my Instagram page. If you guys want to find out what the prizes are and how to enter, just click the video right here, or you can click the link down below for more details. But I can definitely tell you that one of the prizes that I'm giving away is the Ultimate Controller that I'm reviewing. So don't miss your chance on winning some free stuff. And that's pretty much it. So back to the review. In the box, you get the controller itself, you get the charging stand, you get the adapter that comes with the charging stand to put in PC. You also get a USB-A to USB-C cable and the instruction guide. The charging dock that this controller comes with is a good size. It's not too big and not too small. And as you can see, it uses these 3 prongs to charge the controller with. And on the back, it uses USB-C to charge the dock. And then on the bottom, you have the adapter to take out and plug into the PC if you want to use this controller to play computer games with. But this is a good way of not losing this adapter. On the bottom of this dock, you have a friction stopper. So if you're charging your controller on a flat surface, you don't have to worry about this thing slipping or moving all over the place. It stays in place pretty well. And as you can see, the controller is very snug inside the dock. So you don't have to worry about this controller like moving around or whatnot. It stays in pretty well. On the bottom of the dock, you have a light. So when you charge your controller, it'll light up to let you know that it's charging. And then when it's done, the light will turn off. The LED light on the controller lights up as well when the controller is charging on the dock. So when it comes to the feel of this controller, it feels really nice in the hands. It's very comfortable and my hand placement is very natural. I don't find myself adjusting my hands to make myself comfortable. It just fits nice. And the build quality of this controller is pretty good too. The buttons are nice and big, they're clicky, and there's nothing loose feeling on this controller, so it doesn't feel cheap at all. On the bottom of the controller, there's a switch. If you're playing on the Switch and you want to play on PC, you would just switch that switch on the bottom to 2.4, and you would take that adapter out that's on the bottom of the dock and plug it into the PC. And it's that simple. And also you have extra buttons on the bottom. So if you want to go ahead and map out extra buttons to those 2 buttons, you can. And like I said before, it feels natural in the hands. So like you don't find yourself stretching out your fingers to reach those buttons. It's right there underneath and it feels nice. Now the cool thing about 8bitdo is that they have an app called Ultimate Software. And basically on the application, you can go ahead and map out different buttons on the controller. So you can create different profiles and then you can go ahead and change the A button to the B button. You can change the vibration. You can go ahead and add macros. So you can do a lot of things with this controller and make it your own ultimate controller. With Ultimate Software, you don't need a PC or a laptop to go ahead and change the buttons on the controller. You can download the app on iOS and on Android. So let's just say you and your friends go to a park and you decide to play Smash Bros, right? You can just pull out your phone or your tablet and then change the buttons right then and there. So that's a pretty useful feature. I forgot to mention, this little plain button is the profile change button. So when you're in Ultimate Software and you're changing the buttons, you can have 3 different profiles. So let's just say the first profile you have A is B and then B is A. The second profile you can have A as X and B as Y. So when you want to change between profiles, you just push and hold this button and it does it automatically. So you don't need to go ahead and push a whole bunch of buttons that like I showed you in the PS5 video with the adapter too. You just push this button and then that's pretty much it. When comparing the ergonomics of this controller to the PS5, the buttons are about the same size, the analog sticks are about the same size, and same thing with the triggers. So it's on par with the PS5 controller. Like I said, it's just a little bit wider than the Ultimate controller. And on top of that, the design is different, but the feel is pretty much the same. Like all of the other 8bitdo controllers that I showed, this controller has no problems connecting to the Switch. And the cool thing about this controller is that you only need to pair it once. So when you go ahead and turn on the controller and then turn on the Switch, it just automatically connects. So that's a cool little feature. When it comes to gameplay, you're not gonna have any problems with this controller. Like I said before, this controller is very comfortable in the hands. You're not gonna have any connection issues and it's very responsive. But also, as you can see, I'm playing Mario Kart and this controller does support motion controls. So if you play games that support that, you're not gonna have any issues. When I first got this controller, I started playing Super Mario Sunshine. I haven't beaten that game yet. I know it's pretty bad, but I wanna say I was playing that game for at least like an hour and 30 minutes. And playing that game, like I didn't have no connection issues, my hands didn't cramp up, like the controller just felt super fine. And plus, like a game like Super Mario Sunshine, you're moving a lot, jumping around using I forgot the nozzle thing, I forgot what that thing is called, Flood, that's his name. And yeah, the controller just feels fine. And then also on top of that too, I didn't really charge it like that. I just charged it to show you guys like how it works. But taking it out the box, it lasted a pretty long time. And the battery life is rated for 22 hours. And then the charge time is like 2 to 3. So if you know you're the type of person who plays video games for a long period of time, you're not gonna have any problems with this. So I know in the last couple of videos when I reviewed the 8bitdo controllers, a lot of people have been asking if you can go ahead and play those controllers on different platforms. Now I know on the 8bitdo website it'll say, you know, only for Switch, Windows, etc., right? But with this controller, I tried to go ahead and see if it'll work for iOS and Android, because it does say Switch and Windows only. So when I tried to go ahead and connect it to the iPad, it didn't work. And so then I tried to go ahead and use the adapter that came with the controller, and it still didn't work. So this controller does not work for iOS. And then also with the Android device that I have, I went ahead and connected it again with Bluetooth, didn't work, and then used the adapter, it didn't work. Something did pop up, but it just said like it was an extra device, but it didn't register the controller as a Pro controller. So if you know you want to go ahead and play games on your tablets, especially on Android, you would definitely need to buy the Android version of this controller, because this one that I currently have does not work with Android. So just keep that in mind if you want to go ahead and play games elsewhere. But if you guys end up getting this controller and then finding a way how to go ahead and connect it to the iPad using iOS, let me know, because I want to play some games on iPad too. Now, would I recommend this controller for someone to get? I definitely would. It's a great size. It's not too big, it's not too small, so it would be great for anyone who plays the Switch. And on top of that, it comes with the, you know, the dock. So not many controllers come with a charging dock, so that's the plus side. And then being able to go ahead and play on Windows, that's pretty cool too. So overall, I like the controller. I like how it feels, I like how it looks, and you know, it's really hard to go against it. And like, yeah, it's $70, but like a lot of other controllers in that price range really don't come close to that in terms of like the quality and like what you get. But I really do like this controller a lot. That wraps up this review. I believe I covered everything about this controller. If you guys think that there's something that I missed, or if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you ASAP. Also, don't forget to participate in my giveaway. This controller is one of the prizes as well as other prizes, so you guys have nothing to lose and it's free, so why not? But like I said, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys later.